Bula Vinaka and welcome to Talk Business. And if you're tuning in from around the region, hello to you as well. Is dancing or performing arts one of your hobbies? And are you thinking of pursuing a career in that field? Well, that's the question many are asking themselves. Well, tonight on the show, we feature a range of local dance and entertainment groups that initially started out as a leisure time activity for emerging talents, but are now successful business ventures. We also take a closer look at how the tourism sector is utilizing these talents into the industry. That's coming up over the next half hour. An ancient philosopher once said, without art and music, life would be a mistake. Music, art and entertainment has been in existence for many centuries now. And over the years, what was taken as just an entertainment is now the source of income for many. Worldwide, music, arts and entertainment is a billion-dollar business. But here at home, it's a different story. The entertainment sector is still struggling to become a fully fledged industry with its own unique challenges. But that is not stopping a few brave groups who are trying to turn local talent into serious commercial business. One such dance and art group is Rako. It was in 2006 when a group of music and art enthusiasts had an idea of utilizing their talent and making a living out of it.
Just bringing together dancers and musicians and artists as a way to have a space where we could create together and learn from each other. And then over the years, we got more popular and we started getting bookings and requests to do international festivals. So 2009 we established formally, and then in 2011 we registered as a limited liability company. We were all passionate about dance. At the time when we first started, a lot of us were at university, at school, and so we all knew that it was something we wanted to do long term as a career, but there were very few avenues in Fiji, and so we started up the group with an intention that this would be a long-term professional career.
This dance and art group specializes in Pacific dance, and in the process, they have created their own niche.
Because most of us in the group have Rutuman heritage, but we all have other links. We all have Fijian background, Tahitian background, Samoans in the group, Cook Islanders. So really our dance is a collaboration of a lot of the Pacific Islands. We started out as very traditional dancers, but over the years we've become contemporary. We've done ballet, we've done jazz. So we've developed our own kind of style. So it's dance, it's a bit of theatre, and we do our own music as well.
Although this is an entertainment business venture, the group is not taking their job lightly.
The music industry is up and down, and we're just so lucky that right now it's going up. It's unstable. That's why we've tried to diversify our products. We don't do just music, we don't do just dance. We also do our clothing range, we do jewelry, and we found that in the down periods that those other ventures supplement the income for the team.
One advantage of being in such a business venture is a never-ending demand for entertainment and music, even in a small country like ours.
I could have chosen everything else, but Rutuman in Fiji is what we are. Fijian is what we are. We are Rutumans, and we are living in Fiji. So being a Fijian, that's it's in our culture, it's in our blood. So it comes naturally to us, and I don't want to perform other cultural dances that I do not belong to, because at the end of the day, people want to see something that's real, and what's real is who we are. We are Fijians, we are Rutumans, so we incorporate that into our product, our music, our dance.
I think the main thing was using business models that are out there and just matching it with being artists and creators. The difficulty with being creators and artists is that all of your product comes from your expression and your emotion, your culture, your knowledge. And so we had to find a way how to balance that with business models, supply and demand, balancing finance with relationships, balancing investment into our company, into making sure that our dancers had money to spend to their families.
Focusing on what's unique to us is our commercial viability. On the cultural side of it, focusing on Rutuman and Fijian culture is is our key target for us, because it's also one of our focuses as Rockwood to revive and sustain our culture, our traditions.
Just around the corner of the capital city, another dance group has been doing the same. The Vodance group started not too long ago, after some dancers tried to provide an avenue for our young talent to gain exposure in contemporary Fijian music and dance. When it comes to commercialization of music and arts, creativity is a key component, and that is exactly what this group gelled into their performances.
We have sort of like created a new genre, which is sort of the urban contemporary genre. All of us are artists, and it's a collective, so we all are free to make and put in ideas. And we all grew up in Suva, so we reflect on our urban surroundings and draw inspiration from our past heritage, but always make it relevant to today's society. So that's how we believe that tradition and art will continue to survive and be passed on.
And like any business venture, sustainability is vital.
You have to design a business model that is going to be self-sustaining, so that you know that your employees, no matter what, they're going to get paid the next week. There's some sort of income and it's ticking over. So we've sort of come to a system where we perform in the commercial entertainment industry, and that provides our revenue to be able to pay the staff and give us time and space to be able to create original contemporary Fijian dance and music.
The group is able to perform at 3 to 4 occasions on average every week. And like any product, this is also a demand-driven venture. It goes without saying that the sky is no longer the limit. And for Vo, the group has expanded its reach beyond Fiji.
For example, this year we have 5 international tours. We're going to perform in Papua New Guinea, in Canada, in America, and in New Zealand and China. So all of those different tours, we're doing sort of like a different facet of Fijian life, there's so many, it's so rich and diverse. So for example, in Papua New Guinea, we've been asked to represent Fijian contemporary dance. So we're doing a contemporary performance, it's a fusion of traditional contemporary dance.
This dance group is also the sole source of income for some 30 talented young people and provides dance classes to more than 300 students.
People think that this is not a money-making industry, but the real thing is that this is a money-making industry. The tourism industry needs entertainers, and they need, people from the art sector, not just dancers, but handicraft, all this other artists.
For us, it was a way of surviving, because most groups here, we start up, we dance every now and then we finish. So we wanted to sustain ourselves, to keep going. And then after a while, we tapped into the tourism industry, and now we have some of us in the group who are actually supporting their families, their children, their mums who are older, they can't support themselves, and their younger brothers heading them to school. So after a while, it's really been a good thing for us.
You won't know something till you try it out. For me, I was studying before this, and now because I'm making a living out of it, and I know how good it is, because things don't come easy, but you have to strive to get money in and stuff. And Fiji, I tell you, it's where the money is, and it's where artists can survive.
Firstly, to sustain ourselves and provide our employees, our dancers, with a source of income that's not just, for them not to just survive but live well on. And in the next five years, we're planning to expand even further. We've started up a school in the West, and it's grown over the past term. Just 3 months, we've got about 120 students now. So from there, we'll create a group too from there, and then we'll try and do the same across the board throughout Fiji.
Although the dance and arts industry here is not as big as some of the other countries in the world, there is no shortage of various genres of music and talents. While some groups such as Vo and Rako have well established itself in contemporary Pacific or Fijian music, dance and arts, Bollywood trend lovers have also carved out their own niche. Masti Arts and Dance is one group that started in 2008. What started out just a pastime activity has now become a serious business venture. This dance group is the brainchild of an entertainment enthusiast, Amit Chand. Since its humble beginning some 6 years ago by a group of university students, it is now a registered business.
In 2009, somebody from the Hibiscus committee contacts me on phone and said, "Hey, do you guys want to perform for Hibiscus?" And I was like, "Yeah, we'd love to do that." And he was like, "Yeah, we saw you in 2008 at the USP Open Day, and we were thinking if you guys can perform." So I was like, wow, that's nice. So then again, I did recruitment, and the team was bigger. I had lots of people who responded to perform for that year, 2009. And then Fiji Arts Council required us to register our group with a name. And that's when, I gave it the name Masti.
Soon after getting the break to perform on Bollywood dances at the Vodafone Hibiscus Carnival, the rest, as they say, is history.
At that point in time, I did not know what would be sort of like a suitable rate, So there was 5 of us at that time. There was only 5 of us, and one of the businessman in Suva, Mr. Jitesh Patel, he was a really, really good supporter of us. He used to provide us with our costumes and materials and stuff like that we needed. So he guided us, and he told me that, Amit, because you guys put in so much effort into your dancing, into your preparation, then you guys should charge something which is worth it. That gives you your returns on your investments.
Since the establishment of the group, commercializing it did not take too long.
Our team is quite big, so we basically charge according to the number of people that go and perform at an event, irrespective of whether that person does 1 item or 10 items. We do not charge by the number of items. So within Suva, our minimum, the most minimum we go to is $500 for 4 people or 5 people only to go and perform. And if people feel that they need more people to come, as a larger group, then our charges increase accordingly.
The group currently has 13 artists in its Bollywood dance performance section, 4 in the contemporary island music and entertainment, and 5 in hip-hop music performances. Just like other dance and art groups, this group is also focused on keeping its business as unique as possible.
We've tried to be very independent and on our own. So that's why we specialize in Bollywood dancing.
And like any business, hard work is what drives the organization. Their punctuality and loyalty to the group speaks volumes of the hard work required to make this a success.
I joined Masti in 2008, and then from there onwards, I've been in Masti. I have learnt a lot in Masti, and I've become more self-confident now. I actually can perform anywhere, and people are scared or you can get nervous to perform. But then I guess we have crossed those barriers, and then now we are very confident.
It's been fun, very interesting. We've moved through all phases, and then finally we are here right now. There's sometimes down times. We're sometimes very good and go back to down, then up again. We've faced many things together. So we consider ourselves as family. More than friends, we are family as one unit.
Business partners?
Not business partners, we are more of family. We care for each other, we're always there for each other.
Just like other artists, their profession in dance and entertainment began as just a hobby. Now it has come to a stage where it's more than just dance for these talents.
Through Masti, we have learned a lot. We have developed skills like stitching is now one of my passion too. That we can design costumes and stitch them for our members, and make props and design, be creative, which is very good.
This is something which I love doing besides my work.
So this is some extra bucks.
Yes, we do earn extra bucks on the side besides work. Overall, actually, it makes you very happy. Sometimes even if you're stressed, your dance, it makes you very happy. You come, enjoy with your friends, relax. It gives you this feeling of happiness and makes you very relaxed. Even if you're tensed from work, stressed with family or anything, dancing actually cools you down. It's something that I love doing, so it helps me a lot. Financially, it helps me watching movies, watching movies and going out for dinner.
When I came to Suva, then I did not have a job, and I was a student at USP. So when I joined this group, then we started like sort of earning something, and then which became my pocket money. So it wasn't a burden on my family.
Realistically, we have to strive very hard to sustain ourselves. I mean, at the moment, the basic idea behind Masti is that if we get hired or contracted to perform someplace, then and then only we make income. And we are pretty busy, but when we are not, then we are not. There are some times that it's so slack that it can go weekends, 2 weekends, 3 weekends, and we don't have any performance anyway. So there is no income coming in at all.
While the demand is high at the moment for the latest Bollywood songs, classical music entertainment cannot be totally ruled out of the competition. One of the country's original cultural dance group is the Shobna Chanel Dancing Group. They have been around for the last 25 years.
We started late 1987 when we were asked to prepare for the World Expo in 1988. So that's when we started with a very small group of 4 to 6 students, and after that we continued. One of the major achievements was to introduce the fusion dance, which we did in mid-90s. It was a collaboration between Indian dance movements and Fijian dance movements with Itoki movement music. So that was quite a breakthrough.
Classical Indian dance has recently been in the shadows of the Bollywood songs and entertainment. But for this group, profit is not the only driving force. Passing on their cultural knowledge and sharing their identity is also important.
The base learning is classical dance, and North Indian classical dance specifically. It's Kathak dance. It's like, I call it the ABCD of dance. So once they learn that, once they master that in terms of the hand movements, footwork, the spins, Kathak has a lot of intricate footwork and spins. So once the girls have mastered that, and it could take you 2 to 3 years to learn, we then venture into other forms of dancing. And from my experience, I know that once you've learned any form of classical dance, Kathak specifically, you're able to do a lot of other dances very easily.
Staying relevant is also a big challenge.
Now, it's the mindset. A lot of people may not agree with me. They might want to stick to their traditional and classical dancing. Traditional dancing in Fiji could be the Mecca dances that we see and do. But over the years, there's nothing that doesn't change. Change is inevitable. So you've got to move with times, and that doesn't mean that we don't give any emphasis to classical or traditional dancing. Now, if you ask my group of students to do a traditional Indian dance, a classical dance, or a folk dance, they'll be able to do that. And at the same time, if you ask them to do a Bollywood number, they'll be able to do that too. So it's trying to find a balance between the two, and not trying to belittle or degrade any of it.
And if you are thinking that Indian classical dance is tough to perform or can only be performed by an individual of Indian origin, Patricia Nui Mataiwalu will prove you wrong.
Since my mother works here, she was the one who told me to come and join at first, but I didn't want to. But then when I first joined this group, I really learned a lot.
What did you learn?
Like more about Indians and their ancient, how Indians came to Fiji and all about Indians.
I always tell my mom that after I finish from 7, if I get a scholarship to India, I'll join. So it's my dream. Like seeing my dance teacher, it makes me like encouraged.
My father always, especially when the Oceania dance group comes in TV, he always says, "See, you have to grow up and take part-time job in dancing." And so I'm planning to go to USP to learn more about dancing.
Even I had a dream to take part in dancing, but I thought it will be modern. But when I came here, I learned, and then I also appreciated because it's what we are from the past.
I know a lot of groups do it as a business. I've never found the need to do that. My aim is to impart knowledge to children mostly who are growing and will be our future leaders. And I'm not a business-minded person. It wouldn't work well with me if I went into business ventures. We do contribute to the growth of Fiji. We do lots of gigs for the Fiji tourism people, We go overseas on cultural exchange tours. We've been to India, Japan, Australia, islands in the region. That is our contribution to the nation in terms of promoting Fiji, but not as a money-making business. I don't have the time for that.
Dance and entertainment has always been an integral part of the tourism industry. After all, what more could a tourist ask for than entertainment? Although these dance and arts groups started just a few years ago, they have also become a vital part of the tourism sector.
Here we have a chance for Fijian dance groups to feature these sort of items, and at the same time give the tourists some understanding of the culture that exists in Fiji, the songs, the dances, the various items. And when you talk about this, it's much broader than what the just singing and dancing is about. Because don't forget that we have other cultural things and items which are also interest, in fact unique in the world, which is like fire walking, weaving, pottery. These are things that you know when you look at activities like this, these are all cultural items, which is good to showcase the culture of Fiji. Because when people travel now, they're not looking at sun, sea and sand. They're looking at something that is about the place they visit.
And with the uniqueness of Fijian culture and its diversity, Sido says this is always a bonus for visitors.
There are many of these cultural groups that come from the nearby villages, the landowners. So the money that they earn go towards education, go towards village development. So it's a good thing that the partnership exists between the resorts and hotels and many of these groups, right? Not only the ones that you mentioned in the city and but also the ones that I'm impressed with in the ones that you mentioned, like Bo and people like that. They have a fusion kind of thing where they're able to blend the different cultures and the different dances into one.
Safe to say that economic spin-offs from our small but growing entertainment sector is now picking up momentum.
The hotel has something to show the visitors. The visitors get something from the entertainment and the performers and the villages in particular, the one in the remote areas, the rural areas. There's a form of income that they can use for bettering their lives and bettering their village. So to me, it's a very good thing. When you say he's not killing with two birds, he's probably killing 4 birds with one stone, and that's a good thing.
In recent times, major hotels have started contracting entertainment groups to add value to their own tourism activities. Sido believes this is one avenue where tradition and cultures can be well preserved.
The performances must be authentic. They must portray the right songs and dances and the right movements. And we have elders there who would help them. And because it's a contract and there's quite a lot of money to be made from this, the hotels would want authentic and good performances, and we rely on some of the elders to help us. And that's what I mean about passing on the knowledge, to ensure that this knowledge and heritage is sustainable, it's kept. This way it becomes sustainable, and there is income generation and the passing on of the knowledge and the tradition.
But in any business venture, nothing comes easy. These dance groups also have their own challenges. But as small as they are, one thing is for sure. As long as these entertainment groups are around, they will always add color and life to what would otherwise be a dull corporate and business environment. Well, that is the show for tonight. Please tell us what you think about the show by simply emailing us on talkbusiness@fijitv.com.fj. You can also like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Join us again same time next week. Until then, have a productive week.